Hello everyone and welcome to the module PN junction diode and its applications. In this video, we will discuss what is the volt ampere characteristic of a PN junction diode, what is its significance in forward and reverse bias, the definitions of nonlinear device, cut-in voltage and a rectifier, the reverse breakdown and the definition of breakdown voltage, and the process of avalanche breakdown which occurs in lightly doped PN junction diode in reverse bias. A graph that depicts changes in current in a component or a device with the variation of voltage applied across it is called the volt ampere characteristic. In the case of a resistor, the characteristic is a straight line passing through the origin. The slope of the line gives the value of the resistance. When the resistor is connected in reverse direction, the characteristic does not change in form, as the same amount of current flows through the resistor in either direction for a given potential difference across its terminals. Therefore, a resistor is a linear device. We have learnt in the earlier videos that the PN junction diode conducts more in one direction and poorly in the opposite direction. The volt ampere characteristic of a PN junction diode is shown in this diagram. This graphical representation shows you in the forward characteristics of a PN junction diode here, whereas the reverse characteristics are also shown. It is seen from the graph that the characteristic is not linear and the diode is a non-linear device. The PN junction acts as a closed switch in forward bias condition, allowing large current to flow through it, while it acts as an open switch in reverse bias condition, causing an insignificantly low current to pass through it. This unidirectional conduction is called rectifying action and the PN junction is said to act as a rectifier. The rectifying property of PN junction diode is utilized in a number of applications. For a forward bias VF, the current is negligibly small as long as Vf is less than V0. The voltage V0 at which the current raises sharply is called the cut-in voltage. It is in fact the same as barrier voltage. As Vf increases beyond V0, the barrier disappears and an exponential increase in forward current If occurs. The forward current is equal to the difference between the diffusion current and the drift current. You can see here in the graph, as Vf is less than V0, the current is almost 0, but when Vf is equal to V0, then the current starts rising slowly, and for values of Vf much greater than V0, the current rises sharply. So, this is the characteristic of a forward biased PN junction diode. The cut-in voltage is the voltage at which the diode starts conducting heavily. You can see that the current is plotted on the y-axis in milliamperes, whereas the voltage is plotted in volts on x-axis in as shown in the diagram. So, again telling you, when Vf exceeds V0, the drift current becomes nearly 0. As a consequence to the collapse of the barrier, the minority carriers are no more encouraged in their flow. However, the barrier does not totally vanish. The bulk resistance of the diode causes the bias voltage to be distributed over the entire length of the semiconductor regions. Therefore, at higher Vf, the characteristic becomes practically linear or ohmic. The reverse current through the junction is much smaller than the forward current, and hence a different scale is used for plotting the reverse bias characteristic part. You can see here in the graph, in the reverse characteristic part, the scale used for plotting current is microamperes, because the current is much smaller than that which is obtained in the forward biased. In the reverse bias, the current first increases rapidly. You can see here the current first increases rapidly due to an exponential decrease of diffusion current with increasing reverse voltage. But at higher VR values, instead of Vf, now we are going to say the voltage as VR. that is the voltage in the reverse bias. So, at higher VR values, the diffusion current drops almost to 0 and the reverse current becomes equal to the drift current due to minority charge carriers. But as the number of minority charge carriers is constant at a given temperature and does not change with the bias voltage, the reverse current also stays constant. So, the reverse current becomes saturated or becomes constant at higher VR values. Now, what is reverse breakdown? An ordinary PN junction normally does not conduct when it is reverse biased, as we have seen it just now. But if the reverse bias is increased, a point is reached when the junction breaks down and starts conducting heavily. This critical value of the voltage is called the breakdown voltage of the junction. Once the breakdown occurs, a very small increase in voltage causes a large increase in the reverse current. The resistance offered by the junction will be nearly 0 at this point. In normal operation, the condition of breakdown should be avoided, as it permanently damages the crystal structure of the two regions and makes the junction useless. The breakdown voltage depends on the width of the depletion region, which in turn depends upon the doping level of the P and N regions. The large current at breakdown is caused by two mechanisms, namely avalanche breakdown effect and Zener breakdown effect. In the normal PN junction diode, where the P and N regions are lightly doped, the avalanche breakdown effect will occur, whereas in a Zener diode, where the P and N regions are heavily doped, the Zener breakdown effect will occur. Here, we will restrict ourselves to the discussion of avalanche breakdown mechanism. So, what happens in avalanche breakdown? When the P and N regions are lightly doped, a breakdown due to avalanche effect can take place in it, as told to you just now. It is seen that the reverse bias voltage accelerates minority carriers across the junction. The velocity of minority carriers is proportional to the applied bias voltage. If the reverse bias voltage is increased, then the velocity of the minority charge carriers also increases. Hence, at high voltage, the minority carriers are accelerated to such an extent that they acquire sufficient kinetic energy to knock off electrons from atoms in the depletion region. This process is known as the ionization of atoms and generates mobile electron hole pairs, which in turn get accelerated by the electric field and cause further ionization of more atoms. This leads to the cumulative increase in the number of minority charge carriers, and we can say the cumulative action leads to the avalanche of charge carriers and hence leads to a sharp rise in the reverse current.